What if I told you that most of your daily decisions, everything from how you greet a stranger to how you even define success, are being guided by a set of invisible rules you never even consciously learned? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on these really powerful hidden forces that shape pretty much everything about our lives.
Just think about it for a second. That unspoken rule about how close you stand to someone when you're talking, or that gut feeling you get about what's really important at work versus what people just say is important. The deep-seated belief that there's a right way to learn something. None of this is random. It's all part of this invisible script that's just running in the background of our lives all the time. And there's a name for these invisible scripts. It's culture. The sociologist Geert Hofstede put it perfectly. He said it's like the collective programming of our minds. It's not something we're born with, it's learned, especially when we're young and just soaking everything up. Honestly, you can think of it as the operating system for our entire social world.
So, where do you see these scripts playing out? Well, one of the clearest places is the workplace. It's this fascinating little world where all these different cultural programs can either work together or clash, and they lead to completely different ideas of what it even means to be a good employee. Okay, so take a look at this. On one side, in many traditional Japanese companies, the organization is seen almost like a family. So employee loyalty, that long-term commitment, is valued above almost everything else. But then, on the other side, you have a common Western model where the primary goal is really about your personal career advancement, climbing that ladder. See, these aren't just different company policies. They are fundamentally different cultural scripts for what success even looks like. And this stuff gets even more specific, right down to the clothes you wear. I mean, think about the classic IBM culture. That dark suit wasn't just a dress code. It was a symbol of unity, a visual sign of conformity. Now compare that with 3M, where the number one value is innovation. The real heroes there are the employees who come up with new, sometimes even disruptive ideas. One script values the group. The other celebrates the individual. Two totally different, powerful scripts for how a company should succeed.
But these scripts don't just stay at the office. Nope, they follow us into the most personal parts of our lives, even shaping how we think about our own bodies. When we talk about health, what does it actually mean to be sick? And, maybe more importantly, what does it mean to heal? Well, the answers are deeply, deeply cultural.
So here we see three totally different ways of thinking about healing. In a lot of the West, medicine is a science, It's focused on scientifically curing the physical body. In other traditions, healing comes from a deep faith in nature, through herbal remedies that have been passed down for generations. And for so many people, it's a spiritual act, where faith and prayer are seen as the most powerful medicine there is. These aren't just different techniques, they represent entirely different realities, and each one is shaped by its own unique cultural script.
All right, so from the body, let's turn to the mind. How we're taught to learn, what we think a good student should be, even the whole purpose of education itself, it's all defined by these cultural scripts. This is really where our minds are shaped from the very beginning.
This comparison is just so powerful. In some Asian cultures, the best way to master a subject is through memorization. It shows deep respect for the knowledge that's come before. So a good student is someone who can reproduce that information perfectly. In contrast, many Anglo-Saxon education systems really value creative thinking and problem solving. There, a good student is someone who challenges old ideas to create something new. It shows a fundamental difference in what we even consider intelligence to be.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Why does this matter? It's this. Once you become aware of these invisible scripts, you start to realize that your view of the world, well, it isn't universal. It's not reality with a capital R. It's a reality, one that's seen through the very specific lens of your culture. I love this quote from Penelope Fitzgerald. It just nails it. Our experience of the world isn't some solid, objective thing. It's a think. It's a perception, an interpretation that has been carefully taught to us our entire lives. And recognizing that, well, that's the first real step toward truly understanding each other across all these different cultures. So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. As you go about your day, whether you're in a meeting, at a coffee shop, or just talking with family, what's one of these invisible cultural scripts that you're going to suddenly see, maybe for the very first time?